Welcome back to Velshi Ruhle. As leader of the Democratic Party, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi has been the target of a barrage of attacks from Republicans in Congress. And the President of the United States, who has criticized Pelosi in tweets over half a dozen times in just the last week. As the impeachment inquiry proceeds into a new phase, a new book out today examines different life lessons from the speaker and how they have helped her navigate her political career. Joining me now, the author of that book, a woman who certainly knows Speaker Pelosi best, her daughter, Christine Pelosi, and her book is called The Nancy Pelosi Way. Advice on success, leadership, and politics from America's most powerful woman. She is also the chair of the California Democratic Party Women's Caucus and the DNC Executive Committee woman. Christine, for many people, this is clearly going to be a Christmas gift. Tell us, what lesson from this book do you think applies most right now as your mom is navigating the impeachment inquiry into President Trump?
Well, thank you, Stephanie. And happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I think the most important lesson that we learned growing up, my parents, Nancy and Paul Pelosi, had 5 kids in 6 years, raised us from diapers to degrees. My mom was very hands-on, class mom, cupcakes, costumes every night, checking our homework, pressing our Catholic school uniforms every morning, which began the night before, made sure we had breakfast, lunch, bus fare, homework done, and off out the door. So doing all of those tasks every day for years and years and years, she learned and taught us to be prepared, to be ready, and to be ourselves. And if the 5 of us couldn't faze her, Donald Trump certainly can't either.
Your mom has been the target of some pretty vicious attacks from Republicans and the president. How does she take it privately?
She just doesn't let it faze her. And what she always says to us, and I say this in the book, don't agonize, organize. From her very first campaigns, even for party chair, when people would say negative things and we would tell her, she'd say, why are you telling me that? Don't agonize, organize. If you see something negative about me, go say something positive. Go put on a House meeting. Go get people knocking doors. So she has a way of turning the antagonism into something positive. And I know you just had my friend Fred Gutenberg on earlier. Classic example, these families who have lost children to gun violence are such intrepid fighters. Nothing compares to the pain of losing a child. Nasty tweets, negative ads, multi-million-dollar ad campaigns against her. One thing my mom has always said from when we were very young, you can't take my children from me, so nothing else is going to hurt me politically. But for people whose children have been lost to violence, have been taken by violence, she thinks about them and puts those children and those families first. And that's how she survives all this negativity.
Christine, she has organized. She's greenlit this impeachment inquiry. Former White House strategist Steve Bannon said on Fox News this week that your mother is risking losing her speakership by continuing to press on impeachment. Is she prepared for that possibility?
Well, you know what? When she passed the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, people said you might lose your speakership. She said it's worth it to bring health care to millions of Americans. She then won her speakership back on the strength of protecting our health care. So as she always says, I'm here on a mission, not on a shift. And the fact of the matter is, if you're going to do the right thing, then of course it's worth losing your job. But I don't think she will, because I think the American people are ready for the truth. They're ready for the president to testify, and they are ready for Congress to assert its constitutional duties.
Will she need to change strategies? There's a new CNN poll out this morning that shows even after the public impeachment hearings last week, 50% support for impeaching and removing the president from office is unchanged since October. Do you think that's going to cause your mom to change how she's addressing these proceedings going forward?
Well, one of the things I talk about in the Nancy Pelosi way is the way that Nancy Pelosi knows when to weave and knows when to whip. Her first leadership job in Congress was whipping the vote, which is a rather violent term for keeping everybody in line and basically pushing people to do something. But Nancy Pelosi is the weaver of the House. She listens to everybody in the House, and particularly in the Democratic caucus, weaving together different perspectives and views, and she will continue to do that. So her strategy is really her lifelong tactic of listening to people, building consensus, building coalitions, and she won't change that. And a poll either really high or low isn't going to change what she thinks is the constitutional imperative of Congress to follow the facts and investigate and hold the president accountable, because no one is above the law.
All right, Christine, thank you so much for joining me today. Christine Pelosi. Her new book is out, The Nancy Pelosi Way, Advice on Success, Leadership, and Politics from America's Most Powerful Woman.
Hey, MSNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there and click on any of the videos here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more MSNBC for free every day with our newsletters. Just visit msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up now.